Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. Everyone loves to see Bachelor and Bachelorette success stories. Zach Clark and Tayshia Adams are one of those couples making it work so far. However, in a new interview, Zach revealed some interesting facts about their relationship. Plus, are they ready to start planning a wedding? Keep reading to find out about this fan-favorite couple. Zach Clark talks about his relationship with Tayshia Adams. US Weekly shared all about what Zach had to say about his relationship with Tayshia. While many think their relationship has been fairly perfect, Zach puts that assumption to rest. He admits he and Tayshia have had their fair share of rough times. Zach said, "Naturally, it's for all the reasons that people say it shouldn't work, because it's so quick and all that stuff. And I hear that. There's also a lot of reasons why, for me, it does work." He continued, "'Cause you put the cell phone down. There's no distractions. Your conversations are very, pointed and structured. And you really give yourself. For me, I gave myself that opportunity to kind of really explore what love was and what this relationship could be." Zach said when they left the show, it was about getting back to reality. He knew they already had a strong foundation to build on. So at that point, it was all about getting to know and understand each other. He said, "We're both passionate, driven, busy human beings. And with that, we need to remind ourselves to work each other into it, and we've done that. So yeah, a couple months after, there was some ups and downs, of course, and well documented, but at the end of the day, it's all good right now. Today they are good." Zach said today they are great. He just went and visited Tayshia in New Mexico prior to running in the Goggins Challenge over the weekend. He ran 48 miles in 48 hours. The event was to raise money for the Release Recovery Foundation, a nonprofit he co-founded that is dedicated to providing scholarships to individuals who suffer from mental illness and substance abuse. As far as Tayshia, Zach only loves her more today than yesterday. He continues to learn more about her every day. He said, "The most surprising thing that I've learned about Tayshia since the show, she's funny. I mean, she's funny. She doesn't think she makes me laugh, but I actually do. I laugh at her, and she just doesn't know it." Zach continued, "She loves sweets. She'll try and pawn that off on me, but she definitely loves sweets. And she really cares. She really cares about other people, and she feels things, tremendously. And that's something that I really appreciate about her." Zach and Tayshia ready to plan their wedding. Zach and Tayshia are ready to move forward with their future together. There is no official wedding date set yet. However, Zach said they have started the wedding planning process. As for if fans will see it on television, probably not. Zach said, "I would say probably not, knowing us. I would say that's probably a no, but hey, happy wife, happy life. So whatever she wants, I'm in." Stay tuned for more updates on details Tayshia Adams' relationship. It's not exactly what everyone thinks. Zach Clark was never one for Hollywood drama. But when your life is catapulted into the center of America's favorite love story, and your relationship becomes tabloid fodder, it becomes hard to separate reality from the rose-colored lens the public sees. Now, nearly 2 years after his whirlwind romance with the Bachelorette Tayshia Adams ended, Zach is finally breaking his silence, and what he shares isn't the heartbreak saga fans expected. Chapter 1. After the final rose, the real life begins. When Zach Clark proposed to Tayshia Adams on national television, millions of fans swooned. He was the steady, grounded man who had overcome addiction and personal hardship. She was the vibrant, adventurous bachelorette who needed someone who could keep up with her ambitious soul. Together, they were the poster couple for resilience and second chances. But as the cameras shut off and the real world settled in, their fairy tale became something else entirely. "I think everyone thought we were going to get married within a year, buy a house, have kids, and post matching Instagram stories, until we were old and gray," Zach said in a new interview. "But love, real love, doesn't always fit the script people write for you. Chapter 2. Two Worlds, One Heart. Tayshia thrived in the spotlight. Hosting, modeling, launching brands, gracing red carpets, it energized her. Zach, a co-founder of a recovery foundation in New York City, loved his low-key, service-driven life. Despite their deep emotional connection, the differences began to emerge quickly. She was flying to LA every other week, Zach recalled, and I was in New York trying to keep the foundation afloat, helping people get clean. Our FaceTimes went from an hour long to 5 minutes. Then it was missed calls. Then it was silence. They tried couples therapy, scheduled time together, even long romantic weekends to rekindle the spark. But the deeper they tried to force their lives to align, the more they realized they might be two parallel trains, on separate tracks, headed in the same direction, but never quite meeting. Chapter 3. The Assumptions and the Headlines. When the breakup announcement came, fans were shocked. Speculation flew. Did Zach cheat? Was Tayshia too career-focused? Was he controlling? Was she already seeing someone new? Zach stayed silent. Tayshia, too, was discreet. They both agreed to handle the breakup privately. But in 2025, Zach's memoir, Unfiltered Recovery, From Rock Bottom to Roses and Back Again, cracked open a vault of secrets fans weren't ready for. I didn't want to air dirty laundry, Zach wrote, but people deserve the truth, especially those who believed in our love. Chapter 4. A Deeper Bond Than Romance. In the book, Zach reveals that their relationship wasn't just romantic, it was spiritual. Tayshia, he says, was the first person who truly saw him, not just Zach the sober man or Zach the fiancé, but Zach the human, flawed, and healing. We had this crazy telepathy, he said. She could walk into a room, and I'd know if she'd had a rough day. She'd reach for my hand during interviews under the table when I'd get nervous. That was real. But that closeness came at a cost. Tayshia, always composed and poised, began feeling emotionally overwhelmed. Zach, deeply empathetic, took on her stress as his own. We were too connected, in a way, Zach admitted. Sometimes, it felt like we couldn't breathe without hurting each other. Chapter 5. The Moment It Shifted. Zach recalled a quiet morning in Central Park as the defining moment of their relationship's turning point. They were holding hands, watching joggers pass, sipping coffee, and they were completely silent. It was the first time I felt like she wasn't really there, he said. She was looking ahead, not beside her. Later that week, Tayshia admitted something painful. She wasn't sure she was ready to get married, not just to him, but to anyone. She said, Zach, I don't even know if I know myself right now, Zach recounted. And I believed her. Chapter 6. The Truth Behind the Breakup. According to Zach, there was no dramatic fight, no betrayal, no third party, just a series of honest conversations that turned into a mutual understanding. We sat down on our couch. No cameras, no producers, just us, Zach wrote. I love you, but I don't think we're helping each other grow anymore, she said. And that was it. We cried, we held each other, and we let go. Their breakup wasn't a crash, it was a quiet surrender. It was more like saying goodbye to your best friend than your lover, Zach explained. Chapter 7. The Public Reaction and Misconceptions. Of course, the public didn't see any of that. The headlines painted Zach as bitter and Tayshia as elusive. Photos of her out with friends or rumored flings sparked a flood of criticism. People said I looked heartbroken in paparazzi photos. I wasn't. I was just going to therapy, man, Zach laughed. Tayshia never publicly corrected the narrative. Zach, too, chose peace over rebuttals, but inside, he was frustrated. She was villainized for moving on, he said. She wasn't partying. She was healing. She deserved that. Chapter 8. Closure Redefined. Now, years later, Zach says he and Tayshia are in touch, occasionally exchanging birthday messages or kind words on anniversaries. We're not friends, but there's love there, a deep kind. I want her to succeed. She deserves the world. When asked if he's moved on romantically, Zach smiled. Love finds you when you're not looking, he said. I'm not chasing anyone, but I'm open. Chapter 9. What fans didn't know. Perhaps the most surprising reveal from Zach's memoir was how often he and Tayshia almost broke up during filming. There were times I thought she was going to send me home, he admitted. Not because she didn't care, but because I think she was scared. He said she confided in him about the pressure of being a woman of color leading a show dominated by expectations and stereotypes. She felt like she had to carry everything, he wrote, and I didn't always know how to support her in that. They bonded through late-night talks, anxiety, prayer, and tears, but those wounds lingered. Chapter 10. A new beginning for both. Tayshia has since launched a successful podcast, fashion line, and is reportedly dating someone outside the reality TV world. Zach is thriving in his advocacy work, and his foundation has opened 2 new centers. He's dating again, slowly. And while their chapter together is closed, Zach insists it's a story worth telling. I don't regret anything, he said. She changed me. And if that's all it was meant to be, that's enough. Conclusion. Beyond the Bachelor ending. For fans still clinging to the dream of a Zach and Tayshia reconciliation, Zach offers a gentle but firm reminder. Not all love stories end in marriage. Sometimes they end in growth. The man who once knelt before millions to offer his heart now stands alone, with clarity, grace, and no regrets. Later, Zach says he and Tayshia are in touch, occasionally exchanging birthday messages or kind words on anniversaries. We're not friends, but there's love there, a deep kind. I want her to succeed. She deserves the world. When asked if he's moved on romantically, Zach smiled. I think you're not looking, he said. I'm not chasing anyone, but I'm open. What fans didn't know. Perhaps the most surprising reveal from Zach's memoir was how often he and Tayshia almost broke up during filming. There were times I thought she was going to send me home, he admitted. Not because she didn't care, but because I think she was scared. He said she confided in him about the pressure of being a woman of color leading a show dominated by expectations and stereotypes. To carry everything, he wrote, and I didn't always know how to support her in that. They bonded through late-night talks, anxiety, prayer, and tears, but those wounds lingered. A new beginning for both. Tayshia has since launched a successful podcast, fashion line, and is reportedly dating someone outside the reality TV world. Zach is thriving in his advocacy work, and his foundation has opened 2 new centers. He's dating again, slowly. And while their chapter together is closed, Zach insists it's a story worth telling. I don't regret anything, he said. She changed me. And if that's all it was meant to be, that's enough. Beyond the Bachelor ending. For still clinging to the dream of a Zach and Tayshia reconciliation, Zach offers a gentle but firm reminder. All of the stories that end in marriage, sometimes they end in growth. And with that, the man who once knelt before millions to offer his heart now stands alone, with clarity, grace, and no regret.